What's up, guys? This is Gabriel Gonzalez with Cageside Press, here with the voices Joei Fulco and Combate America's knockout artist Jesse Strader. So, guys, a lot to talk about. Joey, obviously, on Monday, you go live, people could vote. Jesse, your MMA career's on fire. I want to pull back the curtain a little bit, though, before we get any questions going. Jesse, I've known you for a few years now. I've been to the
Yeah.
gym. I've interviewed you.
Hmm.
Can you imagine why I felt bad asking you to do this over Skype?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Why do
can
you
I
think?
can see why. Yeah, for sure.
Tell me. You tell me. You tell the people why I feel very guilty asking you to do this digitally. I think Joey has
Uh,
gotten it.
uh, what's that?
I think Joey has gotten it. I just don't know if she wants to tell you.
Oh, I'm not
It's,
sure. I
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say, Jesse, you live 5 minutes from my house, and I can't talk to you in person.
I know that. Yeah, you're right about that, man. We could we're gonna have to we'll do another one later.
You're so close, but so far away.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, guys, to peel back the curtain, I met Jesse in Sacramento for our very first interview. He was fighting for Combate, and I overhear him talking to I believe it was their PR manager at the time. And I'm hearing, oh, I'm from Lancaster, California. And then I find out he lives 2 minutes away from me back in our town. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, I will actually run into Jesse while I'm shopping for groceries. And here
Yeah.
we are. You are
Yeah.
5 minutes away from me, and we're doing this over the computer. I just think it's
Yeah,
wrong,
man.
man.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I remember running into you at the grocery store too, man.
I
I
mean,
do see you around town. That's really crazy.
it's just cruel irony, but when things clear up, we'll get in person. I wouldn't want to go over there, especially with everything going on with the show. So guys, let's talk about it. Joey, you have to be excited. Monday night, people could start voting and telling you how much you're their favorite. What's the mood like for you as you're heading into this?
I'm really excited. There's definitely some nerves because I've never done anything like this, and especially given the quarantine, the way that we're doing it, there's never been a season of The Voice like this, so it's new for everybody. So I think there are some nerves for everybody, but I'm overall very excited, and I just can't wait to take on this whole journey.
Gotcha. Can I recommend something? Turn the phone or the camera vertical because when we do it, it does a split screen. So I want to make sure,
Oh,
yeah, I want to make sure when we edit it, we're going to have both of you guys in the shot?
oh, there we
Okay.
Gotcha.
go.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. So Joey, obviously, you know what? You do the show, Blake picks you and everything. After that, I know the way TV works, there's a process. You're not automatically, going over there every week. I have to
Right.
imagine, you make the team, you imagine what it's going to be like. You're going to be going every week, you're going to be performing and you hope you make it. And instead, all of this happens. It's going to be the most different thing for everybody, not just, obviously the voice, but all of us. So, I guess for you, can you talk about what that feeling is like? Just, man, this is not how I expected my time on The Voice was going to be, but I'm going to get after it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. I definitely did not expect this to be my experience. I got a little taste of the, I guess, normal show experience when I was out there doing the blinds, battles, and knockouts, and it was cool because I was there and we were on set and we were working, and it was just all my time was in that, actually there physically, and then this whole thing happened, and they had to overcome and adapt and kind of change it. And obviously, all of us wanted that live show experience of being on stage and doing the interviews and doing the hair and makeup. But I think that this is almost better in a way because we're part of history. We're part of something that's never been done before, and we were forced into a situation. We're making the best of it, and it's almost more fun for us because we get to be a little bit more creative and have a little bit more fun with the performances in ways that people haven't gotten to do in the past.
Gotcha. Well, look, a lot of people are excited. Like I talked about, you're a local person for both me and Jesse. I saw your billboard at the Sergeant Steve Owen Park. Awesome. I am ready. I want to show you one thing before we get started. I am ready for Monday. I am signing up and we're ready for
Yes.
you.
Ah, ah. That's
So-
right.
We got some votes.
Yeah, so-
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, man.
There you
we
go. So I want to go on the record. You know, you're not an MMA fighter, so I can blatantly say you are my favorite to win this whole thing. Jesse, I have to be when I cover Jesse's fights, I have to pretend I'm, you know, unbiased, and I have to make the other guy believe I think it's a fair fight. You know what I mean? No, but you know, otherwise, you know, they're looking at me. It's like, I ain't talking to you. You want the other guy. You know, Jesse,
Right.
you're not always there to protect me. So I gotta,
Yeah.
you know, I gotta do some acting.
You're right. No, I know how it is. You
No.
gotta cover your own back. I hear you.
Exactly. Jesse, man, I mean, we talked about it a little bit. You were days away from your next fight with Combate in March, and literally just days out, everything gets shut down. Can you just talk about where were you at in camp? I know you were going to be going to, I believe it was TJ or Mexico or Mexicali, and all of that gets scrapped.
Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, I was utterly devastated. Let me just say, like, I was on my way. Me and her were together actually when my manager called me and he told me, and just devastated, man, absolutely devastated, just in shock, just couldn't believe it. And then like the following week, everything was getting canceled. The NBA, the NHL, everyone was canceling everything. So then I was like, okay, it kind of made me feel a little bit better. Like, okay, this thing's really serious. Maybe they're not just messing me over, messing up my grind over here. Because I put a lot into this camp, a lot of work, a lot of money, so much effort went into this camp. So it was like even more so than the other camps because I was really preparing for the altitude up there in Mexico City. So it was taking more effort and more money for the camp. So it was devastating, man. But you know, it is what it is now. I've soaked up the situation and now I'm ready to get back things rolling and when Combate gets their scheduled events together or figure out a solution, then I'll be ready to go for sure.
Have they texted you anything about what their plan might be? We heard that they might be doing the in studio closed off to people. Have they given you any update on when we might be getting some action back?
Right. No, that what you just said was the last bit of information that I received, and that was a while ago. So I haven't heard anything new or anything different than that.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, look, I know the UFC just may barely be getting back to action, and I'm assuming as the weeks go by, we're all going to find out. I'm with you. I mean, you and I are in this business. I'm ready to go back to work. I'm ready to talk to people in person. It's not the same being in the moment over the screen, as you guys could see. So let's talk about it. I mean, let's talk a little bit of Combate Bantamweight division, though, because if I'm not mistaken, if not your card or the next one, the main event was going to be an interim Bantamweight title. So obviously, you know, they're trying to get the division moving along. I know a guy who's scoring knockouts on SportsCenter that I think is kind of right there for a title shot. I mean, you talk to me. Did you feel like you get another one, you might have been in the mix for that?
Oh, 100%. I think
he needs one now.
I think I get another big win, I think I'm up.
I think he's being humble. I think he needs a title shot now.
I mean, I know it's a division.
I'll take it now. I'll take it right now. But yeah, so for sure, I'm ready.
I mean, I'm sending this video to Campbell McLaren. He gives everybody his number. It's not hard to get hold of him. But no,
yeah, that's true. That's true. Shout out to Campbell.
Yeah, no, but look, I mean, you're obviously doing work. That's a division. That's like the only division with former champions and a lot of movement going on. But when you're getting the accolades that you are, clearly you have to be on their short list. And I know with everything going on, you know, one or two has to have you in the mix. So I'm assuming, you know, energy-wise, you're just eager to get back in there to kind of, you know, capitalize on all this momentum.
100%. Yeah, the bantamweight division specifically is that for Combate Americas. Oh, it's huge. It's massive. It's exciting. We got a lot of tough, good opponents. But just flat out, I'm the guy for the title next for sure. 100%.
No, I got you. I mean, look, I'm ready to see it. Anyone who watches you, they can tell you, which is a great segue to my next question, because Joey, I don't
Yes.
even love Jesse the way you do, and I get nervous watching this guy fight. How is
Oh,
it for you? Because let's be honest, this guy gets into bangers. He walks out bloody. You always get bruised even when you're winning, man. How is it for you, your experience watching his fights personally? Because he doesn't
it's
play it safe.
it's awful and it's fantastic at the same time. Because I mean, his last fight actually got to be like cage side, so I was right down there. Um, it's like it's terrifying because I love him and I don't want anybody to hit his pretty little face, but I know the name of the game. I know that's part of it, and I know also how he is, and I am so confident in his capabilities. I've seen him do things that would blow your mind in just in his training. So I know what he can do. I am 100% like I'm behind his skill set, but as the girlfriend, it's like just don't hit him in the face. Don't hit him. But I like you'll see me in some videos. I'm like shaking or like praying or I'm just nervous. So I try not to like let him know how nervous I am.
Hey, she's a wreck, man. She's a nervous wreck when she's watching me fight.
There's a video of me and my brother was filming his fight and he panned to me and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I've seen live videos of this. I've seen live videos of her and my mom. They're both
just white.
Just like not having a good time yet.
Joey, more nervous watching him than getting ready for your own performances on TV?
Oh, hands down. I get excited and pumped for being on TV. When I see him, I'm genuinely like praying to God he's okay.
Yeah, no, we legit we have like reverse.
Yeah.
We have like reverse like feelings, right? So like
parallel.
Yeah, it's a parallel for us both. Like she gets nervous when I'm in the cage fighting or whatever. Okay. And then like I was getting nervous like when she was going on stage for The Voice and stuff. Like I get nervous, you know, like so then it kind of put it in perspective. Oh, is this how they feel? Yeah. I'm all amped up, ready to go, man. I'm like shaking, just like and then so I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. I get it.
Well, what's funny is when I did my blind audition, I was out there working and I didn't see any of my family for like 3 weeks just working for this. And so when I stepped on stage, that was my first time really seeing them. And they were back there and it's really just, you're at the mercy of if those coaches turn around. And so I think for them, they had the same kind of feeling as we get when he's in the cage.
Gotcha. Joey, obviously a lot of people watching The Voice just think that you are the baddest chick on that show. If you don't beat them singing, you can obviously, do damage in other ways, right? Talk to us because I think this surprised a lot of people. Just how did you first get into mixed martial arts? I know that you've done the bikini competitions. You're obviously very fit, but, what got you specifically into MMA?
Well, I was actually 16 and a friend of mine was doing a little movie and they needed they wanted me for the lead, but I needed to look like I knew how to fight. And in my mind, the best way to do that was to actually learn and look credible. So I started training with Kim Couture, who was Randy Couture's ex-wife. And we became really good friends. And I trained with her for like a year and a half. And then I moved to Lancaster from Vegas and kind of got out of it just through the move, through working on music, traveling. And then when I was a little bit older, I went out to Vegas to perform for an MMA Muay Thai fight night. And I saw somebody get knocked out in front of me. And I was like, I need to do this. I need to go and train and try this. So the day I got back to Lancaster, I looked for a gym and I walked in and I met Jesse. And I started training right away. And yeah, and then I got into it and then we started dating actually like a few years after that. And my love for MMA grew even more because I got to see the behind the scenes, the sides that even like people who just train for fun, they don't get to see the weight cuts and the sacrifice and the time. Like he puts in so much work into what he does, which inspires me. And I didn't even know that side of the sport until I started dating him, and it just made me love the sport that much more.
Gotcha. And now everyone's talked about, like, would she take a fight herself? I know NBC wants you to look the same way you do in all their promotional pictures, but if the opportunity comes up, do you feel like, hey, amateur fight, make your debut on one of these SoCal shows?
Definitely, I would love to. I've always wanted to do a fight. The timing was never right. Right now, obviously, all my energy is put into the voice, but in the future, I definitely would love to do an amateur fight.
I mean, Jesse, is she more of a striker or a grappler?
Man, I don't know. She's honestly, she's solid. She's well-rounded, man. She's well-rounded. I will say that she's got a mean right hand, though. I will say she's got a nasty right hand.
I read the piece by MMA Fighting. That's how Joey got your attention. It wasn't her looks. It wasn't none of that. Jesse saw her throw a right hand. That was it, right?
Yep, I'm telling you, man. I still to this day, it's sharp, crisp, and it's got a nice snap to it.
But it was some help from him that got it there. He's the one who taught me.
I fine-tuned it, but it was already there.
I mean, a good
It was
coach.
already there. She already had it.
Joey, what would your fight nickname be? Because Jesse kind of sets the bar a little high. You have to Google Jesse's nickname. What would yours be?
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I can't even think of what would be.
Man, I don't know. We have to come up with a real good one, though.
Right? We got to think of it. If you have any ideas, maybe we'll come up with one.
Oh my gosh, if he's sui generis, that would make you the Empress, right? To make a rhyme or something like that.
That's not bad.
I like
Thank
that.
you.
That's actually cool.
I like that.
All right, there you
Get
go.
to the right place for
That's
me.
actually pretty. That's a pretty solid first
guess.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll give it to you for free. You didn't even have to pay me to put it on some T-shirts. All right. Hey,
thank you.
you just send me one when you go to Sparstar or something. You have your first fight. Just be like, I'm a medium. We're good. Anyway,
Yes.
I wanna ask you guys some fun stuff. So you were at Jesse's gym. Jesse, how did you first approach Joey? Not as a coach, but you wanted to talk to her, more than that.
Oh, okay.
I think it started with me inviting him to my shows, actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like trying to get him to come to shows and hang out, and he was always training and busy. And
man, I was getting ready for a fight, man. I was getting ready for a fight, and she kept
annoying him.
She kept inviting me to go watch her perform. I had never seen her perform. I had never heard her sing. Like, I had no idea, right? And she kept asking me, and I was like, I was training for a fight. So I had no free time. I'm like, I wake up, I go train, I eat, sleep, train. That's it. Boom. No time for anything else. And then, and so I felt bad. I kept telling her I can't. And then she was like, hey, why don't you come hang out? We're having a get together at my house. So I was like, all right, I'll come. And I was like, I gotta go because she's gonna stop hitting me up. Like, it was good. Like, it was to the point where it was like, I like her, but like, I'm training for a fight. So it was like, but I was like, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with her now. Otherwise, she's gonna just stop hitting me up. So I went, hung out with her, and honestly, from that day, I think the rest is history.
Yeah, we've been pretty much inseparable since then.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Joey, were you on the verge of stopping inviting him if he didn't finally say, yeah, I'll come over?
Nah, I liked him too much. But I mean, there definitely was a thing of like, maybe he's not interested. I should probably leave him alone. I'm gonna annoy this guy so much.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my gosh. All right, so I have a very fun question for you. Very serious. Jesse, you're on SportsCenter. You're scoring knockouts. Joey, you're on NBC. You're getting knockouts. Who has the better knockouts?
Dude, okay, hold on. Can we just talk about the last knockout? That right there seals the deal on who had the best knockout. It was number 2 on SportsCenter. I mean, he knocked him out with just... He knocked him into next week.
Okay, look, here's your answer. My knockouts are beautiful, and she's beautiful knocking people out.
Good answer, man. Good answer.
That's the answer.
I was going to say, when you listen to your story, Jesse, I think there's a lot of guys who are thinking, bro, she had to keep inviting you for you to say yes?
Right. Yeah, I know a lot of people are gonna hear this and they're gonna think I'm crazy. They're gonna be like, "What the heck is wrong with this guy? What the heck?" But it wasn't even like that. Like, first of all,
He was dedicated.
It was like
Yeah,
I
I
was
was gonna
so
say.
focused on the fighting that on my fight that I wasn't even picking up the hint that like she was trying to hang out. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't even picking up the hint. But we got I saved myself, so
It worked out.
I'm good.
There you go. I agree with you, man. Joey, a lot of people want to know, so obviously things are a little different. How is preparing for lives? Like, does Blake Shelton call you every day with advice? How does it work?
Well, I mean, right now we're doing everything remotely, so it's definitely a little bit of a learning curve for everybody. We've been doing Zoom calls, which I guess is the new popular thing is Zoom. So we've been doing Zoom calls to go through rehearsals and get ready and talk about the songs. There's other people on our team, so we've been kind of scheduling it out and trying to make it work for everybody. But yeah, we've definitely had a chance to talk about my next song and what the plan is, the kind of how things are going to go. So that's just how we've been doing it, is just Zoom calls remotely at home, staying safe, staying healthy.
Now, obviously, a lot of people will say, we hear you sing. Blake is obviously a great choice as a coach. But with the MMA connection, a lot of people were like, Nick Jonas. I mean, he was part of a whole MMA series. I know you're happy with your team. You're not about to say you're not. But when you have those two options in your mind, did you have a preference who you really wanted to be your coach?
So from the beginning, my number one pick was Blake, just because he's so perfect for what I do. And I've always loved his music, him as an artist. Like he was just my number one pick. But Nick Jonas was like a close second. Like I was sincerely debating which one would be my top pick. And so when they both turned, I was like, that's the best thing that could have ever happened. And then Blake used his block, which was crazy. But yeah, there's definitely that MMA tie to Nick Jonas. And he thought it was cool when he found out about the MMA side to my life. So it was definitely a fun tidbit of information.
Does Nick ever talk to you about MMA? We know he's a big fan and has trained before too.
No, we haven't had a chance to talk about it. But I'm pretty sure if Jesse and him sat down for a couple hours, they'd just be talking all day.
I'm trying to train with Nick, man. I'm trying to train with Nick.
Nick Jonas, hit him up.
Have some fun.
Oh my gosh. Now, hey, I would pay to see that. I think that would be pretty epic personally. Jesse, let's talk.
I think so too.
I mean, let's talk about some general MMA, guys. I know you guys are big fans and you watch too. Jesse, the big fight next Saturday. Who do you got? Tony Ferguson or Justin Gaethje?
Man, that one I got Ferguson for sure for that one. But it's gonna be a good one though. I'm gonna tell you that for sure.
Oh my gosh.
But Ferguson, I got Ferguson.
No, that one's
Who do you got?
I want to ask Joey first. That way I could think more about my answer.
He's like, I'm gonna go. No, I'm on Jesse's side with that one.
No, I'm with you. I think, you know what? It's just hard to pick against a guy like Tony. And don't get me wrong, Justin is one of those guys. He can give him a lot of problems. He could give Khabib a lot of problems. He's just that guy. But, 12 in a row, you kind of just believe in Tony being able to do what he's got to do, even against a tough beast like Justin Gaethje. So, yeah, I've been leaning towards Tony the whole time, but I do think it's going to be a good one. And Joey, So what is all this fan love for Paige Van Sant? Is it because she's also musically inclined with the dancing, or what is it?
I love Paige because I think that she goes across so many different boards and things. She's not just a fighter. She has so many other different interests, like you said, with the dancing and just so many other things. I think she's so personable and so fun, and she makes you love her outside of the cage. And I think that that's really admirable, because that's how you get people to love you inside the cage, is make them love you outside of it. And I love her personality. I think she's just a nice person. She just seems so sweet, and I just love her overall.
Gotcha. And now, final questions for you guys. Jesse, I mean, do you want to shoot your shot now? Like, what's your message to Combate, to the other bantamweights, about why you should be right up there for the title?
Oh man, yeah, well, definitely. So I definitely believe I should be up there for the title. I mean, what do I got? I got 5 out of 6 5 knockouts out of 6 fights or something like that. Big knockouts too. I finish fights, and that's just plain and simple. And then even the fights I don't finish, it's fights you want to watch. It's fights you want to see. Even the fight I lost, you want to see that. You want to watch that.
That one, bro, that one was epic. And I remember, what was it? You had moved up in weight, no, to take it at 145, if I'm not mistaken.
That was the Sacramento one, yeah.
That one was, I mean, that one was crazy. I remember that one. It's like, more people need to talk about that fight. So you do have my vote. I do think you're up there for that fight.
Yeah, man. Like, seriously, like, I took that Aguayo fight on like 12 days notice or something. And that's a great fight, dude. That's a great fight to watch. The fans, everyone needs to go watch that fight. Jesse Strader versus Jose Aguayo, Combate Americas. That's a great fight right there. I'm bloody. And the thing is, I wasn't even in shape. Like that's me out of shape. You know? So
they're sleeping on him.
Yeah, they are, but honestly, people been doing that my whole life and I have no problem with it. So cuz I'm just going to keep shutting everyone down. Like that's it.
Hey man, we'll put the link to that fight in the box below. Joey, the big one, what is your message to people? They only have one more weekend left before Monday. Everybody's got to log on, make their calls in, and vote for you. What's your message? Especially the MMA fans. I feel like this is your chance to grab all of these MMA votes right now.
My message would be, pretty please vote, because this is how we keep going and moving forward. It's definitely going to be some stiff competition. I know there are amazing singers, but I really hope that people put their faith in me and vote for me, and download the NBC app to vote. Go to nbc.com/voice vote and vote for me. And let's knock this out of the park.
And you guys, listen, you got it. All the MMA fans, all the local AV Antelope Valley fans, vote for Joey. She's representing. She's putting here on the map in a positive way. And also the MMA thing. She does MMA. She does it all. She really does it.
She's so one of us, right? That's what.
If she's one of us. So
we're family.
So if the MMA community wants to show some support for one of our own, then vote for Joey on Monday when she's on The Voice. Make sure you tune in and listen to her. She's killing it.
There you go. Well, guys, remember, you could catch Jesse Strader scoring knockouts, fighting for Combate Americas when they resume. And, of course, Joei Fulco will be there for Team Blake on The Voice on Monday night. So make sure you guys put in your votes. Joey, as an AV person, as a Lancaster person, it's great to see you out there representing us. Best of luck on the show.
Thank you so much.